On a quiet evening in 2014, a young man left his home for a quick walk. He didn't take his phone, he didn't pack a bag, and he didn't tell anyone where he was going. Neighbors saw him walking along the street, and then, somehow, he was gone. To this day, the investigation has uncovered clues, but none of them explain what actually happened. Today, we're looking at one of the most confusing unsolved mysteries from the United States, a disappearance that turned into a cold case, and a series of events so strange that investigators are still trying to piece them together. No violence. No graphic details. Just a case full of unanswered questions, strange timelines, and theories that continue to divide experts. If you love unsolved cases and real-life mysteries, make sure to subscribe, share, like and drop your thoughts on the comment section. Let's dive in. The missing person at the center of this story is Anthony Walker, a 22-year-old from a small town in Oregon, USA. He was known to be calm, friendly, and someone who didn't easily get overwhelmed. Friends said he had a routine. He worked part-time, spent his evenings at home, and rarely did anything unpredictable. On the day he disappeared, nothing about his behavior seemed unusual. It was a Tuesday, quiet, normal, and unremarkable. Around 6:15 p.m., Anthony stepped outside. He told his mother he was going for a short walk. He didn't say where. He didn't take anything with him except the clothes he already had on. Several neighbors saw him walking past their houses. One neighbor even waved, and Anthony waved back. Nothing seemed off. Nothing seemed rushed. But that was the last confirmed sighting. By 7:30 p.m., his family began to worry. He wasn't the type to wander for long, especially without his phone. By midnight, authorities were notified. Over the next week, investigators followed every possible lead. But here's where the case becomes strange. 1. The shoes. Search teams found Anthony's shoes placed neatly near a trail, not thrown, not damaged, just placed. As if someone took them off intentionally. 2. The footprints. Footprints matching his shoe size were found leading up the trail, but the trail ended suddenly. No sign of struggle, no continuation, nothing disturbed. It simply stopped, as if the person had vanished mid-walk. 3. The phone activity. Even though Anthony didn't carry his phone, investigators checked it later. Between 7 p.m. and 7:10 p.m., there were 2 attempted unlocks. Someone tried to access it, and failed both times. No one knows who tried. 4. A witness statement. A man jogging that evening claimed he saw someone who looked like Anthony near a road 2 miles away from the neighborhood. But this sighting was unconfirmed. And if it was him, how did he move so far, so fast, without transportation? Despite search teams, drones, dogs, and hundreds of volunteers, nothing new was found. No belongings, no new clues, no confirmed sightings. After months of investigating, the case slowly shifted from active to cold. Files were stored. Leads ran dry. And the mystery only grew. With so many unanswered questions, several theories emerged. None are proven, but each tries to explain what might have happened. 1. The voluntary disappearance theory. Some believe Anthony might have walked away intentionally, but there's no evidence he planned anything. He left behind money, clothes, his phone, and personal items. And he had no known reason to disappear. 2. The wrong place, wrong time theory. Another idea is that he encountered something unexpected during his walk. But again, investigators found no sign of struggle or disturbance anywhere near his last location. 3. The disoriented walking theory. Some experts suggest he may have become confused or disoriented and wandered off the path. But the sudden stop in his footprints doesn't match typical wandering behavior. 4. The mysterious encounter theory. A more unusual but still discussed theory suggests he might have met someone he knew, someone who convinced him to get into a car. This could explain why the footprints end abruptly. But no suspicious vehicles were reported that night. 5. The misidentified sighting theory. If the jogger truly saw him 2 miles away, it means Anthony moved quickly, maybe even with someone else. But the timing doesn't perfectly match, leaving investigators unsure. None of these theories completely explain everything. That's what makes this case so unsettling. Years later, Anthony's disappearance remains one of Oregon's most confusing cold cases, not because of the number of clues, but because every clue leads to more questions. Why were his shoes placed so neatly? Why did his footprints suddenly stop? Who tried to unlock his phone that night? And how did he disappear from a quiet town without anyone noticing where he went? Some mysteries fade with time. But this one only grows more confusing the longer you look at it. What do you think happened to Anthony Walker? Was it a voluntary disappearance? A strange encounter? Or something we still don't understand? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you like unsolved mysteries, cold cases, and strange disappearances, subscribe for more stories like this. I post new episodes every week here on True Crime Chronicles. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.